I love these things. These look great on camera, and they are super portable. What more could you need? Well, there are a few things, and here is how we use them. Maybe it'll give you a few ideas. I have two Neewer reversible chroma key collapsible backgrounds, and I've beat the hell out of these things. They are sagging a bit in some places, but after 3 years of use, I still use these almost every single week, and they never sit in one place. I bought them with a stand on Amazon, and it comes with a little clip to hold them. Very nifty. If you have your own light stand or a C-stand, you can buy a cheap clamp on Amazon, and that is another cost-effective way that I've used many times because I would forget that little clip. The stand for the backdrop that is in the description down below is significantly longer than your run-of-the-mill light stand, so just keep that in mind. In my interviews, 99% of the time I use a 3-point lighting technique. I have a softbox as my key, and I use 2 LED panels as my backlight and kicker. So I set up my softbox on my subject, I set one LED directly behind them out of frame and shining on the backdrop, and one up and out of frame to act as a hair light, rim light, or a kicker. These backdrops are 100% muslin, which makes it nice and flexible, and they make most light that comes off of them very soft and, in my opinion, very aesthetically pleasing. And that goes for both sides. If I didn't mention, there's a white and black side, and I use mostly the white side because the color is brighter, but the black side can create a very subtle and moody look as well. And that's what I go with for all of my interviews. I'll shoot at least 2 separate camera angles if I'm running and gunning, but if I can, I'll add a third camera on a slider just to give that dynamic look and a little bit more variety if I'm in the editing room. But big but here, take note of your framing. These backdrops are big, you know, they're 5x7 or 5x6.5. And I've actually lost a client because an editor wasn't too pleased with me from my footage that I gave him. And I had the edges of the backdrop showing, and I had a few other things in frame, which basically made the content not usable. So that was a $50,000 mistake I will never make again. Just take note. I'll show you another configuration that might give you some ideas. I did this for many podcasts and quite literally a storage closet at a college institution. I would set this up in hallways or any professor's office if I had the opportunity or if they needed something recorded. So if I have no time to scout for a location or for a podcast or interview, so be it. You best believe I had these ready to deploy. So here's what I did. I took both backdrops and angled them at roughly a 30-degree angle and slapped one of those pop-up banners in the middle to cover the edge of the backdrops. And quite literally, you got a studio.
What?
I mean, sort of, but it worked. And for this configuration, I would aim my hair light up and over the backdrop and still put the LED panels right behind the subjects, shining onto the backdrops. And just a note, I use the GVM RGB 800 LED panels, and it comes in a set of 3, but the stands that come with them are tall enough to get over the backdrop. So I would do that, or I would use C-stands. But I'm not gonna lie, in this current configuration that you're seeing on screen, if the guest was tall and I had a tall host, it was a bit of a squeeze. So just keep that in mind. But this always got the job done and saved me so much time instead of trying to make a space work. So I think it could help you when you're in a pinch, and it may be something that you should look at. But that being said, let me know your thoughts below. I have some alternatives in the description below. I have the Favitech, which is basically the same thing. I'm pretty sure they come out of the same factory, but if you're balling on a budget, there's some options below. And if you need something to add to your repertoire as you are researching gear, leave me a like and comment if you have the time. And you can also support us directly on Patreon, or if you are in the state of Texas, we could possibly work together. You can email us anytime at saturnsring.biz@gmail.com. This is Kyle saying thank you so much, and I will see you soon.